What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Real Dirt Reviews. Today we're talking about the CZ Bren2MS. Basically, CZ Bren pistol chambered in 7.62x3.9. Before I go into the review, I want to give a big thanks to guns.com for sending me out this pistol for review. All right, guys, so I don't this up, I'm going to read the specs on this gun directly from the CZ website and save you the mission of having to go over it yourself. So obviously, Bren2MS pistol chambered in 7.62x3.9, has a 9-inch barrel. Their muzzle device, 30-round magazine. The frame directly from the site is carbon fiber reinforced polymer, stipple grips, folding adjustable sights. The barrel length is 9.05 inches, cold hammer forged barrel. It weighs 5.46 pounds, and the overall length minus the pistol brace is 20.7 inches, and ambidextrous manual safety. So now let's get directly into it, all right? Obviously, safe, clear, and empty. It is ambidextrous, both sides. You have a non-reciprocating charging handle that can be put to the right side if you're a left-handed shooter. If you guys take a look at how far back we put the EOTech, that is because when putting it on and doing some dry firing, to become familiar with it, we were banging our knuckles on the EOTech, something similar to what guys with scars go through. All right, guys, so CZ said one of the advancements that they made on the Gen 2 was that they made more AR-like controls. And one thing that is, obviously not AR-like was I discovered that there is a bolt release inside the trigger guard. Sends the bolt forward, and I assume if we hold it up, it does the same thing. So you can lock the bolt to the rear by applying upward pressure, and you can release the bolt by pushing it down. I do see the benefits of having these controls in there, but my main concern would be for someone who purchased this and opened it right out the box and came out here and try to utilize them, and they could potentially have an ND. That's why we stress the importance of making sure that you engage in safety when you're training. So for guys that, I haven't even fired one round, but this is something to take note of for newer shooters that would just buy this out the box and go to the range. Hey, listen, guys, Callahan's all about the safety. And if you shoot your mama at the range, I can't pick her up and take her to Applebee's. All right, so we have our target set up at about 40 to 50 yards, loose estimation. We're gonna go ahead and zero our EOTech, and once we get a solid zero, we're gonna go ahead and shoot a group. As usual, if you watched my last review on the PDX, we're running steel cased ammo. Like I said, my opinion has not changed. If you were shooting 7.62x3.9, if you're in the market for one of these guns, it's because you want to run surplus ammo. So we're going to run surplus ammo through this and see what kind of grouping we can get, and also see if we can run it without any malfunctions.
Right on the 10. Okay, we're on top of the first round. Inches off.
3 inches to the right?
Yes.
All right, I just made like 7 clicks to the left.
Okay, so yeah, if you do, that's about 3 inches. You're good.
All right.
Okay, that's a little bit better. Give me another. All right, give me 2 more clicks right.
2 more clicks right?
That was dead smack bullseye. You hit the X.
All right, so I have a zero that I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a 5-round group at 50 yards in the prone position.
Fuck.
What are we looking at there?
Oh, fucking all this clay right here in this rear trunnion.
So the plastic trunnion that holds the telescoping stock in the back has a ton of play in it?
Yep. Look at that.
Pretty sure that'll lead to some accuracy issues.
Yep.
You notice your magazine also wiggling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more natural, but the stock...
But I mean, I can fight the wiggle in the magazine by just sticking it into the ground. But the wiggle that I'm getting in back here, it's almost impossible to fight that.
6 o'clock on the edge of the 10 ring. Inside the 10 ring, nice. Just under the last shot. 10 ring. 10 ring. I'm sorry, X ring.
Just to reiterate, we were 50 yards, shooting from the prone, surplus ammo. Obviously, you can see how we walked it in. Boom, good to go. Now, let's go to the 5-round group. So clearly, 2 flyers, and I mean, look at this group. I mean, right on top of each other. That's at 50 yards, yes. However, it's a 9-inch barrel and 7.62 using surplus ammo. I don't think that it makes sense to take this to the 100-yard. All right, so most guys that are running the 7.62 round, you know, they're not really pushing the limitations of accuracy, especially running, you know, shitty surplus ammo. The last PDX video that I shot was with a 7.62 gun, and obviously from the video you can tell that the accuracy was horrendous. Now we have the Bren, which, you know, obviously I think there's an extra 4 inches of barrel, but still at 50 yards, I mean, that is ½ inch. That's about a ½ inch group, and I have these 2 flyers. We're also running an EOTech, not magnified, and if you see in the video from the footage from earlier, you'll see that there is play in that rear trunnion. Not that that's gonna attribute to these 2 flyers, but that play in the rear trunnion cannot help. So we covered the accuracy. Clearly, it's accurate at 50 yards based on, you know, what you saw earlier. So now we're gonna pick up the speed a little bit and do some drills. We're gonna engage multiple targets, and after that, we're gonna go ahead and incorporate some movement drills.
Right.
Ooh.
Ooh. What happened? What happened?
I don't know. That might be
on your face.
That might be my fault.
'Cause I wanna take a look at
All right.
a lost soul. Get ready.
Ready.
Hit. Threat. 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 Threat.
As I stated earlier, you know, this wobble is terrible, you know? I mean, look at that. You know, I've actually never had a gun with that much wobble in the rear. I'm not sure if it's a tolerance issue or, you know, it's a QC issue, but it's definitely annoying.
Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get your rocket. I sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no shit, shade of nothing on. Rockin' this away, I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown, yeah. I can't do no trying to leave that gun around. In my team, we whacking up and running out. Now we're going to get to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when we young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid for rapping, it's fun. Lit up around the month of February. Side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
All right, guys, so, oh, fuck, I'm out of shape. About 3 mags, just running this little triangle drill, and now is when the handguard starts to heat up. I can only compare this video because of the caliber to the previous one where the PDX got extremely hot. I'm very surprised to how the system dissipated the heat up until this point. All right, guys. So final thoughts on the CZ Bren2MS. I'm a fan, to be quite honest with you. There's a few things that I don't like about it. First thing I'm not a fan of are the ambidextrous controls inside the trigger guard. I feel for a novice shooter or someone who doesn't really apply themselves in learning these controls, because these are not standard to an AR-15, they could potentially put themselves in a situation to have an ND. So in the event that the shooter does not come off the safety and they try to send a bolt home, or they start fidgeting into the trigger guard, trying to release the bolt or lock it to the rear, they could have an ND by slipping off that control because they're not accustomed to it. They have some ridges on there, but honestly, under stress, with a little bit of sweat, your finger could slip off these controls and slap that trigger and have an ND. Callahan no likey. What else don't I like about this? Oh, the biggest point of contention is gonna be this.
Ooh, look at you digging into the bottom of that fucking...
You like that, right? Let me fix my glasses, let me get, all right. All right, so my biggest point of contention of the day and of this firearm is gonna be the play in this rear trunnion. You know, after looking into it, I would assume this pin comes out and this rear trunnion comes off, and that's how you remove the internals, similar to a scar. But the tolerances for me are just way too loose. Whether I'm shooting in prone or I'm shooting on the move, running a drill, this thing is constantly shifting on the gun and causing it to shift in the pocket, or you know, the pocket on my shoulder. So running traditional ARs, the charging handle is to the rear, and you can place your optic, your accessories anywhere along this top rail. Because of the side charging handle, we realized right away by putting the EOTech typically where we would run them on an AR, our knuckles were getting destroyed racking the charging handle because it's hitting the EOTech. That might be less pronounced when running an aim point or a more streamlined optic. However, with an EOTech, especially if you went to add a magnifier, you couldn't run it here because we put the optic so far back to avoid racking our knuckles when manipulating the charging handle. That's how this gun is designed. That's just a personal issue for me running traditional ARs. So let's talk about things that I really like about this gun. Running this polymer lower, the gun's super lightweight. Running 7.62, even with a full mag in there, it wasn't uncomfortable. You know, my shoulders didn't get tired doing the ready up drills. It's just a really lightweight gun. So the gas system, the handguard, the way the gun is designed, it dissipates heat.
Dissipates?
Dissipates? Is that what it does? It dissipates? It dissipates heat.
I think the mosquitoes are sucking my brain now. So one thing that we can say for sure with the Bren, that it dissipates heat properly. That's so hard to say.
We're gonna take a walk.
Nah, you guys are good. You guys are good.
Go dissipate somewhere else.
All right, so one thing that... Give me $1 million. I am the captain now. I will dissipate your wife. All right, one thing we can say for sure is that the Bren dissipates heat properly. After running 3 mags back to back, running the gun aggressively, I was still able to hold onto the handguard without burning my hand completely. All right, guys, and the most important thing that you should look for in any firearm is the accuracy. And this thing is obviously accurate. As of lately, guys are sacrificing size, barrel length to fit guns into bags. Everything, you know, in this era, guys want these guns as compact as possible. And with a 9-inch barrel, it's a pretty compact package, and it is accurate. And you get a 7.62 by 3.9 round. It's a powerful round, and it's very cheap. It's very affordable. So Bren 2, thumbs up. All right, guys, one last special thanks to guns.com for sending the Bren to me. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate your time. Let your mom know I'm on the way.
Go.
Guys, we're in the eye of the fucking storm, all right? The things that I do for YouTube is to give you guys some reviews.